Welcome to the 100th Monkey Experiment, a philosophical metaphysical reality show presented by the Dream Society every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. The 100th Monkey Experiment is loosely based on the 100th Monkey effect. And if those of you who don't know what that is, I'm not going to go into the details of the actual 100th Monkey Experiment. You can look in our show archives and you can watch some of our earlier shows to get a full detailed description of what the 100th Monkey Experiment is. But basically, it is the person that makes the change in a collective behavior. So the 100th monkey is the person that changes us into a new behavior. So every Monday night we have different topics. Never know what it's going to be. It's a stream of consciousness in the moment show. So the guests do not know what questions or what topics are going to be presented. So tonight, since we have a very interesting occurrence happening tonight and tomorrow, which is the lunar eclipse and full moon, which they call the blood moon. So I'm going to read a couple of articles about the blood moon, and then I'm going to ask our studio guests their opinion of a couple of these articles. So the first one is from the New York Times. And now it's disappeared on me. Isn't that fun? That's always fun when you're on live and things disappear on you. That's why it's a live in the moment reality show, and this sort of thing doesn't bother us. Not at all. So, here we go. So some people consider the red moon apocalyptic, Armageddon. We'll get into a little bit of that, but first, I'll share with you just a little bit about the red moon. What is a blood moon? The blood moon is not a term astronomers use, but the event overnight, a full lunar eclipse, will be pretty cool, and it'll be the first of 4 in a row. Who invented the term red moon or blood moon? First things first, there's no such thing as a blood moon. Now this is by the Christian Science Monitor, so this is the journalist's opinion written by Mark Sappenfield. So now that they've said that they don't think there's such thing as a blood moon, they go on to say that what's actually happening is, and why people are calling it a blood moon, is a term that leaves astronomers scratching their heads. The short version is early Tuesday morning, about 2 hours after midnight, much of North and South America will have a chance to see a full lunar eclipse. Not only that, it will be the first of 4 consecutive lunar eclipses during the next 2 years, with the remaining 3 each happening 6 months after the previous one. Astronomers do have a name for this. It's called a tetrad, and this is unusual but hardly unprecedented. There have been 62 tetrads since the 1st century, Earth Sky magazine reports. There will be 8 this century alone, though none occurred on the 17th, 18th, or 19th century. So that's interesting. None of these blood moon, red moons, whatever you want to call it, none of them occurred in 3 centuries, 17th, 18th, and 19th century. So 300 years, no blood moons. So, but what about this blood moon thing. That apparently is the invention of two Christian pastors, Mark Blitz and John Hagee, who suggest that this particular tetrad has religious significance. The reason the first and third eclipses, April 2014 and 2015, will happen on the Jewish festival of Passover, while the second and fourth, October 2014 and 2015, will happen during the Jewish Tabernacles Festival. Since the Jewish calendar is a lunar calendar, that is perhaps not as unusual as it sounds, but Mr. Hagee, a pastor in San Antonio, Texas, suggests there is a world-shaking event that will happen between April 2014 and October 2015, according to the San Antonio Express News. 2 years ago, Hagee gained international attention for a series of sermons titled, "Could 2012 Be the End of the World as We Know It?" So as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people think this blood moon, red moon, is the beginning of an apocalypse or the end of times. So I'm going to ask our studio guests what they think about the red moon. Do they think it's just an astronomical event, it's just the planets and it's just science, or do they think that there's something more to this red moon?
This close? Okay, my vibe on the red moon. It has been completely discussed amongst a big group of folks that I'm going to be hanging out with tomorrow in the mountains doing a most amazing meditation to the red moon, which is going to be cool. We are all talking about it as being kind of a time of transition and evolving and making a difference. So I, as well as a lot of the people that are going to this thing, kind of have the same vibe and feeling that it's all about kind of transitioning, becoming one. And for me, I think the color of red is significant for your root chakra and for power. So that would be my theory, even though it's technically not going to be fully red when we're meditating under it tomorrow, but it's just part of it.
I'm gonna make this one really short and sweet. Okay, my take on red moon is it's really pretty. I don't know much about it or its significance, but I think we're going into the golden age. We're not going anywhere. Things are shifting dramatically. We're all starting to become one, and I don't believe in an apocalypse or zombies or whatever they talk about that's gonna happen. It's just a pretty moon, and everyone here tonight is wearing red except for me, so I'm a little jealous right now. Even the couch is red.
Okay. Okay, I got my tongue. The red moon, I like both of your comments on it. It's very pretty. And also what you said about having some significance to it. To me, I think it's very pretty as well. I'm a Bible dumper. I've read the Bible since I was a kid, and both from the New Testament and Old Testament, it talks about the day that the sun is going to be, the sun will turn in the darkness and the moon will be blood red before the day of the Lord comes. So I guess we'll see tomorrow what happens.
Thank you. So that's a couple opinions about the red moon. Many of you may not even know that there's a blood moon or red moon tomorrow. It's just, and some of you may not even know it's a full moon tomorrow. So it is a full moon as well as a full lunar eclipse. The lunar eclipse starts this evening, actually, about 11:30 p.m. Pacific time, I believe, somewhere in there. So, a little bit more about the blood moon prophecy. Of course, NASA has a lot to say about this, being one that studies outer space, and it's always good to hear the scientific approach about things from NASA. This is CNN Tech News. Blood moon will be a sight to behold, which is what a couple of people have said here. It's pretty, so therefore it will be a sight to see. So the moon will begin to change color at about 1:58 a.m. Eastern Time Tuesday. So that's, again, around 11 p.m. Pacific Time tonight. So that's when you can start seeing this change occur in the skies. It'll bring a spectacle in the night sky worth staying up for when the moon turns a burnt reddish orange. And it's the best part of the show, the total eclipse will last through 4:24 a.m. Eastern Time. So that, again, will be about 1:24 Pacific Standard Time. And it becomes a blood moon color at 3:07 Eastern Time. So at midnight tonight on the West Coast, you'll be seeing the blood moon lunar eclipse. So basically between 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So check that out if you want to look into the night sky. Of course, there's lots of opinions about that. So I'm going to ask the guests here again real quick. Do they plan to watch this eclipse tonight?
Yes. I'm going to watch it as I am doing a kind of detoxing, cleansing meditation for myself out in my backyard. That is my plan to set off my big kind of whatever this is going to do for me transformationally, and then move into my meditation tomorrow.
Again, the eclipse starts at 2 a.m. Eastern Time through 4 a.m. Eastern Time.
Oh.
So that would be 11 p.m. our time.
Okay, so 11 p.m. tonight. I think I could skip a few hours of sleep to do this. Yeah. I'm gonna try and stay up and watch it. I don't know. I'm kind of an old person, so I kind of like to go to bed pretty early, but this sounds pretty amazing. So yeah, I think I'll stay up tonight. See myself some stars, especially because where I live, you can see the entire sky. It's gorgeous. He doesn't have a choice.
Is that tonight?
Yes.
Tonight.
All right, I'll make sure she stays up to watch it.
He doesn't have a choice.
I don't think she has a choice. I definitely. I mean, that's monumental. That's pretty epic. You only get to see that when.
It peaks at 12:45 a.m. So you know.
Okay, so I have a telescope too, so we'll wake up and there we go. Yep.
And I have a 8.0 megapixel camera, so we should get
We're gonna be out
pretty
there
good
1
pictures
a.m.
on that. Yeah, definitely look forward to watching that.
We'll set the alarm.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, yeah, I definitely will be watching. I'm a definite sky gazer, stargazer, planet observer, astronomer, astrologer, all combined. So I think no matter what you think about this moon, if it has spiritual significance or biblical proportions or whatever, I think you can appreciate just the actual event itself, which it sounds like many of us here would like to just appreciate this cosmic event, as in the cosmos and the planets. I don't know that I want to go so much more into the whole prophecy of this moon. I'm sure you can think about that, and you can come up with all kinds of. You've seen enough movies and read enough books to guess what kind of predictions they might be having. We've heard about these predictions over the last 4 years, 4 years now. I mean, first we had 11/11. A lot of us might have heard about the gates opening to other dimensions, into a different age, and November 11th, 2011. So 11/11/11. And then there was
the whole end of the world with the Mayan calendar, and it was originally 1212, and then it got moved to 1221, and so many people believe that there's a new energy coming in, entering a golden age or an age of enlightenment or the age of Aquarius. So, speaking of astrological events, and this isn't the only one that's happening in the next 2 weeks. There's a grand cross that's happening on the 22nd and 23rd of April, which hasn't happened in like 3,000 years. I don't know the exact time frame, but this, by many, are saying that this is definitely the gateway for the age of Aquarius, this grand cross. I believe it's Pluto, Uranus, Mars, and Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken. But it's very, you know, if you believe in energy at all, and you believe that the planets dictate how the oceans go, and we've all been taught this in science, and the tides and everything. No matter what's going on with this type of planetary energy, something is bound to happen. So let me ask, I know, do you believe this is the age of enlightenment?
I'm going to say that it's an age of enlightenment that is constant. And I'm going to say that it's always evolving. It's just more conscious now than it's ever been.
And why do you think it's more powerful now?
Because everybody is paying attention now. Everyone's listening.
So would that be a collective consciousness? Would that be 100th monkey? So the awareness is what you're suggesting has been brought to the forefront because more and more people are discussing it, and more people are changing that behavior. Okay.
I definitely think it's the shift in consciousness is occurring right now. Just from my surroundings and listening to people and their conversation, I'm noticing a lot lately that people are talking about spiritual things, and I'm seeing shifts in my family. I've had my mother send me a picture of an altar today that she completely put together, and it's absolutely beautiful. And watching people around me evolve, the only thing I can think of is it has to be the 100th monkey, that people are starting to shift around us as we're changing ourselves. And at this point, it's kind of like one of those balls that you would push up a hill, and you just push it to the top, and then it's just starting to roll, and everyone's just catching on.
That was a very good analogy.
Thank you.
Absolutely. I definitely feel that this is the age of enlightenment, and I could say that because it's happening to me myself. Before actually hearing of the 100th inaugural experience or the 100th monkey experiment, I was pretty closed-minded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This evening I was telling people about the 100 monkey experience and what it was, and about the monkeys washing off the, I think it was washing off the sweet peas.
Potatoes.
Yeah, sweet potatoes. And so I was kind of explaining it, and I'm also seeing friends on Facebook, people who you would never ever believe would be any type of spiritual in their life, posting spiritual things, and it's beautiful to see it come about, and it's beautiful to see it within myself, because I was kind of like a closed door person with my religion, and now I'm just out and about it because I believe these are the times. These are the times that people, it's our job to enlighten people, because obviously signs have not done it in the past to enlighten people that, hey, maybe we need to change something, or need to focus our consciousness somewhere else besides what we're doing. So that's what I think about that.
Cool. Thank you. And we appreciate you sharing about the 100th monkey, and letting people know that we are connected through our collective consciousness. Some may believe that, some might not, but that's what the 100th monkey experiment is based on, is this theory that after a certain amount of us are performing an action, that action becomes a reality. So it could be peace. It could be, in the case of the original experiment of the monkeys washing the sweet potatoes, after so many started this new behavior, the rest of them followed suit. So, as a 100th monkey, what is your main motivation? What change do you want to see? If you were to teach one behavior, what do you think is the most important behavior to teach?
That is a loaded question. I have like my top 5. Um, the first one that I would have to absolutely say is acceptance of self would be number 1. But the close tie to number 1, actually, no, actually it's love and acceptance of self. I changed my mind. That's what it is. Love and acceptance of self. Without that, you can't have anything. That's what I'm going with.
And what would you say the main behavior you would teach as the 100th monkey?
Forgiveness. Definitely forgiveness. Forgiveness of yourself and forgiveness of others. I've had to learn a lot of that recently. So I think it's important, no matter what anyone does to you, that you forgive them, because without forgiving someone, all you're doing is punishing yourself. In the end, you're just hurting yourself. So it's easier to forgive, and you don't forget, but forgive them and release yourself from that pain. So forgiveness. Yep.
Is there any tips that you can give to help someone who has a hard time forgiving? Is there any?
You just got to go deep within yourself. I mean, we all make mistakes. We're human. We're here to learn. We're here to grow together. And you have to realize, when you point the finger at somebody, you got 3 pointing back at yourself. So before you go throwing stones in a glass house, you need to take a look at yourself.
Thank you.
That was excellent.
What behavior would you teach as a 100th monkey? What is the most important behavior to you to pass on, to teach?
Okay. That's pretty easy. Beatboxing and breakdancing. I'm just kidding. I'm just joking. Just joking. Yeah, pretty cool. I would have to say dubstep. There you go. I do want to learn how to two-step before I leave this earth. I can't do it. Anyhow, it would be unselfishness for myself and complete caring and love for other people. And I can only say that because in my own experience, how that has greatly helped me out. Having real little disregard for myself and putting others before me seems to give me just a wonderful sense of purpose in life. I used to be very lost when I was all about me and wondering and worried about me only and what I could do for me. When I put somebody else's needs in front of mine, whether it's can I give you a ride to the store? Do you need a ride here? Can I shake your hand? How can I make you smile today? How can I help you in any type of little way? It just seems to makes my day a little bit better. Seems things to go a little bit smoother for me. So yeah, unselfishness and love for other people.
So we had love and acceptance of self. Thank you. And we have forgiveness and unselfishness and caring. All beautiful things to teach and behaviors to have as a collective. To me, yes, I'm on the love. I believe love is the answer. I think if we don't have love for ourselves and for one another, we don't have anything, because everything comes from love. So if you're doing your job, if you don't love your job, then you're miserable. If you don't love your family, then you're miserable. Of course, number one, if you don't love yourself, that's the biggest thing. So to me, everything stems from love. I don't know how one teaches love, but by living by example. So that's what we suggest here at the 100th Monkey. Be an example, be the change. Don't be afraid to express yourself. step up when it seems hard to step up, say the truth, be kind. All these things we've heard before. Again, this is the 100th Monkey Experiment presented by the Dream Society. The Dream Society is a collective of people made up of people that believe that we can control our dreams, and we believe in the power of our dreams and our subconscious, that we can make a change in our waking lives by learning and controlling our dream state. So that's what the Dream Society is about. And the 100th Monkey Experiment is a philosophical, metaphysical reality show that takes place every Monday night at 8:30 p.m. in Las Vegas. So if you happen to be in Las Vegas, and you can check us out on Meetup or Facebook, and you can be part of the studio audience and be here and actually answer some of these questions. And we would love for you to share the video in the archives. If you're not watching us live and you're watching this in playback in our archives, please comment, please share your opinion, please share it with other people, so that we can enlighten people and give them a different opinion. They don't have to agree. We present all different types of opinions here. That's the whole point. We don't want us all to be robots. Everyone has their own perspective on things. So thank you so much for watching the 100th Monkey Experiment, and we will see you next week at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.